As well as following the candidates over the past few weeks, we've been highlighting key issues which may affect how Londoners vote. So far, we've looked at crime, transport and London's economy. For the final report tonight, I've been looking at the capital's housing problem, speaking to people affected by it and those who might help solve it. All of them have advice for the new mayor, whoever London elects.
I feel as if I am constantly banging my head on a brick wall.
Karen Omar Ali and her 9-year-old son Shaquille live with the reality of London's housing problem. Both unwell, they live in a one-bedroom council flat in New Cross. They've wanted to move for 7.5 years, but have been told nothing is available.
I'm hoping, should there be a new mayor, that they really consider to stop selling off council properties to housing associations and private builders so that this housing crisis can be eased.
Part of the solution to any crisis could lie in London's past. Across the capital, there are countless so-called brownfield sites aching to be redeveloped. And the new mayor could use new powers over land, planning and cash to build more homes. And no one would deny that London needs more homes. Back in 2010, the city's estimated population was 7.8 million, and there weren't enough houses then. By 2018, it's thought that around 8.3 million people will live here. To catch up with the housing demand, the homeless charity shelter reckons that 33,400 new homes need to be built every year. If you go down to Southwark today, you'll find 2 blocks of flats being built for Affinity Sutton, one of 15 London housing associations that together home 1 in 10 Londoners. What do they want from the mayor?
The one thing that the mayor should do above all else is make available land to housing associations like the G15 so that we can match the value of that land with private debt. We're ready to double the size of our programmes if the land can be made available to us, and then we'll provide affordable homes for Londoners.
In theory, people looking to live in London have the choice of buying or renting, but that choice is heavily restricted by how much they earn. Land registry figures show the average price for a London house in March stood at more than £340,000, more than double the national average. Not surprising then that 1 in 4 London families rent from a private landlord. But across the capital, it's reckoned you need a salary of £52,000 to rent a 2-bedroom home. Even those who stand to gain from high rents say new homes must be built, and they have this advice for the mayor.
He's got to talk to the local planners and get them to ease off the restrictions on the developers, particularly the requirements for funding for affordable houses. If you bring in the development for any sort of housing, that will ease the demand underneath.
Because of the size of that demand, because of the mayor's new powers, one charity has been campaigning for a more systematic approach to the problem.
The next mayor needs to really prioritise housing for Londoners. That's what Londoners want, and they need to create Homes for London to give housing the same emphasis that Transport has with Transport for London. And to do that, bring together all their new powers to get a real strategic vision for how we're going to solve this for the capital.
There are lots of opinions when it comes to solving London's housing crisis, but there's only one that counts, and that's the voters.